Several reasons can cause fluorescent bulbs to not light or flicker, even when new. Firstly, consider the possibility of faulty bulbs. Even new bulbs can be defective. Check if the fluorescent bulbs are properly seated in the sockets. Try replacing the bulbs with completely new ones from a different batch to eliminate this possibility. Secondly, poor electrical contact could be the issue. The slight angle of the fixture may be causing inconsistent contact between the bulbs and the sockets. Remove the bulbs and carefully inspect the contact points inside the sockets and on the bulb ends. Look for any debris, dust, or corrosion. Clean the contacts gently with a clean cloth or a specialized electrical contact cleaner, if necessary. If the contacts appear damaged or severely corroded, consider replacing the sockets themselves. Thirdly, some fluorescent fixtures are equipped with a tilt sensor. This sensor is designed to automatically turn off the lights if the fixture is tilted beyond a certain angle, usually for safety reasons. Because your fixture is at a slight angle, this could be the reason. Ensure that the fixture is properly aligned and securely fastened to prevent the tilt sensor from engaging. You may need to adjust the mounting or add shims to level the fixture. Fourthly, the starter, essential for older fluorescent fixtures, might be failing. Fluorescent bulbs that use a starter require you to ignite the bulb. If the starter is faulty or not functioning correctly, the bulbs may not light or may flicker erratically. Locate the starter, which is usually a small cylindrical component near the bulb holder, and test it by replacing it with a new one of the correct rating. Fifthly, ballast problems are a common cause of fluorescent lighting issues. The ballast regulates the electrical current to the fluorescent bulbs, providing the necessary voltage to start to maintain the arc. A faulty or failing ballast can cause the bulbs to flicker, dim, or not light at all. Determining if the ballast is the problem often requires testing with a multimeter or other electrical testing equipment. Contact a qualified electrician to inspect and replace the ballast if necessary, as this involves working with electrical wiring. Sixthly, loose wiring within the fixture itself can be problematic. The angle of the fixture may have put stress on the electrical connections, causing them to loosen over time. Carefully check the wiring inside the fixture for any loose or damaged connections. Ensure that all wire nuts are securely tightened and that there are no frayed or broken wires. If you find any damaged wiring, repair or replace it as needed. Seventhly, compatibility issues between the bulb and the ballast could be the source. Ensure that the fluorescent bulbs you are using are compatible with the fixture and the ballast. Different types of fluorescent bulbs require specific ballast to operate properly. Check the specifications and the ballast in the bulb to ensure they match. If you are using an incorrect bulb type, replace it with the correct one. As an additional tip, when you replace fluorescent bulbs, allow them to stabilize for 5 to 10 minutes after installation. Flickering may occur initially as the gas inside the bulb ionizes and the bulb reaches its optimal operating temperature. Also, check the fixture for any obstructions or excessive dirt accumulation that may be interfering with the electrical contacts or the bulb's ability to dissipate heat. Clean the fixture regularly to ensure proper operation. If the problem persists after troubleshooting these issues, it is advisable to consult a qualified electrician for further assistance. Working with electrical wiring can be dangerous, and a professional electrician can accurately diagnose the problem and perform the necessary repairs safely. Always turn off the power to the fixture at the circuit breaker before attempting any troubleshooting or repairs. Safety is paramount when dealing with electrical systems. Here is a deeper dive into some of the components. A ballast is a crucial component in fluorescent and other gas discharge lighting systems. Its primary function is to regulate the current to the lamp and provide sufficient voltage to start it. There are several types of ballasts, each with its own characteristics and applications. Firstly, there are magnetic ballasts. These are the oldest type of ballast and consist of a simple transformer with a core and windings. They are relatively inexpensive but are also less energy efficient and can cause noticeable flickering. Secondly, electronic ballasts are more modern and sophisticated than magnetic ballasts. They use electronic circuitry to regulate the current and voltage to the lamp. Electronic ballasts are more energy efficient, produce less flicker, and often offer features such as dimming and instant start. Thirdly, programmed start ballasts are a type of electronic ballast that preheats the lamp electrodes before applying full voltage. This reduces stress on the lamp and extends its lifespan. Programmed start ballasts are commonly used in applications where lamps are frequently switched on and off. Fourthly, instant start ballasts apply full voltage to the lamp immediately without preheating the electrodes. While this provides instant illumination, it can shorten the lamp's lifespan compared to programmed start ballasts. Fifthly, dimming ballasts allow you to adjust the light output of the fluorescent lamp. These ballasts are often used in conjunction with a dimmer switch to provide variable lighting levels. Now let's consider the different types of fluorescent lamps. Firstly, there are linear fluorescent lamps. These are the traditional straight tube fluorescent lamps that are commonly used in offices, schools, and homes. They come in various lengths and diameters and are designated by a T number, such as T8 or T12, which indicates the diameter in eighths of an inch. Secondly, compact fluorescent lamps, or CFLs, are designed as energy-efficient replacements for incandescent light bulbs. They consist of a coiled or folded fluorescent tube integrated with a ballast. CFL are available in various shapes and sizes to fit different fixtures. Thirdly, circular fluorescent lamps are ring-shaped fluorescent lamps that are often used in decorative lighting fixtures. Fourthly, reflector fluorescent lamps have an internal reflector coating that directs light in a specific direction. These lamps are often used in recessed lighting and display cases. Now let's talk about starters. Starters are small, replaceable components used in older fluorescent lighting systems that employ magnetic ballasts. The starter's function is to initiate the arc within the fluorescent lamp by preheating the lamp electrodes. The starter contains a small glass bulb filled with an inert gas and a bimetallic strip. When power is applied, the bimetallic strip heats up and bends, closing the circuit and allowing current to flow through the lamp electrodes. This preheats the electrodes, causing them to emit electrons. Once the electrodes are sufficiently heated, the bimetallic strip cools down and opens the circuit, creating a voltage surge that ignites the arc within the lamp. Once the arc is established, the ballast takes over to regulate the current and maintain the light output. Starters are designed to fail safely, usually by remaining open. A faulty starter can cause the fluorescent lamp to flicker, fail to start, or exhibit erratic behavior. If you suspect that the starter is the problem, it can easily be replaced with a new one of the correct rating. This is typically a simple procedure that involves removing the old starter and inserting the new one into the starter socket. It's important to ensure that the replacement starter has the correct voltage and wattage rating for the fluorescent lamp and ballast. Using an incorrect starter can damage the lamp or ballast, or result in poor performance. Now let's talk about troubleshooting steps. Firstly, visual inspection is a key step in identifying potential issues. Before performing any electrical work, always disconnect the power to the fluorescent fixture at the circuit breaker. Visually inspect the fluorescent bulbs for any signs of damage, such as cracks, discoloration, or dark spots. If you notice any damage, replace the bulb with a new one. Next, examine the lamp holders or sockets for any signs of corrosion, damage, or loose connections. Clean the contacts with a wire brush or contact cleaner to ensure good electrical contact. If the sockets are severely damaged, replace them. Check the wiring connections inside the fixture for any loose or frayed wires. Tighten any loose connections and repair or replace any damaged wires. Inspect the ballast for any signs of overheating, such as discoloration or a burning smell. If the ballast appears damaged, replace it with a new one. Next, if the fluorescent lamp flickers or does not light, try replacing it with a new bulb. Even if the existing bulb appears to be in good condition, it may be defective. Make sure to use a bulb that is compatible with the fixture and ballast. Next, test the starter. If the fluorescent fixture uses a starter, remove it and test it with a starter tester. A starter tester is a simple device that checks the functionality of the starter. If the starter is defective, replace it with a new one of the correct rating. Next, check the voltage. Use a multimeter to check the voltage at the fluorescent fixture. Make sure that the voltage matches the voltage rating of the fixture and ballast. If the voltage is too high or too low, it can cause the lamp to flicker or fail to start. Correct any voltage issues before proceeding. Next, check the ballast. If the fluorescent fixture uses a ballast, use a multimeter to check the ballast output voltage. The ballast should provide the correct voltage to the fluorescent lamp. If the ballast output voltage is incorrect, replace the ballast with a new one. Next, check the wiring. Use a multimeter to check the wiring connections inside the fixture for continuity. Make sure that all connections are secure and that there are no shorts or open circuits. Repair any wiring issues before proceeding. If you have tried all of the above troubleshooting steps and the fluorescent lamp still does not work, there may be a problem with the fixture itself. In this case, it is best to consult a qualified electrician for further assistance. Here's a summary of the most common issues. If a fluorescent bulb doesn't light up at all, firstly check that the bulb is properly seated in the fixture. Secondly, try replacing the bulb with a new one to rule out a defective bulb. Thirdly, inspect the electrical contacts in the fixture for corrosion or damage and clean or repair as needed. Fourthly, if the fixture has a starter, replace it with a new one. Fifthly, test the ballast with a multimeter to ensure it's providing the correct voltage and replace if necessary. Sixthly, check the wiring connections within the fixture for any loose or broken wires. If a fluorescent bulb flickers, firstly ensure the bulb is compatible with the fixture and ballast. Secondly, try a different bulb to see if the flickering stops. Thirdly, clean the bulb and fixture contacts to ensure a good electrical connection. Fourthly, check the voltage to the fixture to ensure it is within the proper range. Fifthly, replace the starter if the fixture has one. Sixthly, if the flickering persists, the ballast may be failing and need replacement. If a fluorescent bulb is dim, firstly check that the bulb is clean and free of dust or debris. Secondly, ensure the bulb is the correct wattage for the fixture. Thirdly, check the voltage to the fixture to ensure it is within the proper range. Fourthly, if the bulb is old, replace it with a new one. Fifthly, if the dimness persists, the ballast may be failing and need replacement. If a fluorescent bulb has a short lifespan, firstly ensure the bulb is compatible with the fixture and ballast. Secondly, avoid frequent on and off switching of the bulb, as this can shorten its lifespan. Thirdly, check the voltage to the fixture to ensure it is within the proper range. Fourthly, if the bulb is exposed to excessive vibration, this can shorten its lifespan. Fifthly, use a programmed start ballast, as these ballasts are designed to extend lamp life. If a fluorescent bulb buzzes or hums, firstly ensure the bulb is properly seated in the fixture. Secondly, check the wiring connections within the fixture for any loose wires. Thirdly, the ballast may be vibrating against the fixture housing. Fourthly, if the buzzing or humming is excessive, the ballast may be failing and need replacement. Remember to always disconnect the power to the fixture before performing any troubleshooting or repairs. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, consult a qualified electrician for assistance.